Welcome back to the greatest show on the internet, In the Loop.
We're still calling it that?
Yeah, we're still calling it that because
Okay.
I haven't come up with a name yet. We're back again. We're going to talk about something relevant this week.
Yay, not Star Wars, yay.
Yeah, we're going to talk about White Lines on Netflix. I don't know if you've heard of it yet.
It just came out like Friday and it is Sunday today.
Oh, spoilers. Don't let people know when we record.
Sorry. I mean, we don't normally record on Sunday, but whatever.
Yeah, so this will be out. Maybe today. Ooh, edgy.
No, it won't.
No, it'll be out tomorrow probably. If I get it out on a Sunday, I expect to see all the likes on this video. Anyway, White Lines. It's a Netflix series. It's made by one of the creators of Money Heist, a show I haven't seen.
I've seen it. I've seen the first 2 seasons. They're really good, so there you go.
Yeah, so...
That is basically the only reason I was like, had expectations for this show or is going into. I was not excited for this. But Charles was like, we should do this. So I was like, okay.
I did some market research.
Yeah, I saw it was made by people named Money Heist. I was like, oh, this could be good. Spoiler that. It's not that good.
It's not good, no. So the premise is that 20 years ago, Zoe's brother was killed in Ibiza. Axel went missing in Ibiza, and the show starts with them finding his body.
It's also significant to mention, sorry. Apparently, the statute of limitations, I don't know what they call it in Spain, but that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Basically, after 20 years, you can't be prosecuted for it. Even if you admit to it, you can't be prosecuted for it because of legal reasons.
Can't be prosecuted for murder over 20
years.
So
anyone who does it can just admit to it freely and not go to prison or anything. So that's kind of mentioned, but it's not that important, I guess.
So the moral of the story is commit a murder in Spain.
And then wait 20 years.
And wait 20 years and then admit you did it. No, don't do that. So yeah, this show is real long.
The main issue I have with the show is the length and the amount of time spent on the actual interesting parts, because there's so much of this which is just like filler. Like so much of the flashbacks add nothing. There's nothing in the flashback. They just say things that you already got told. Yeah. Like, what's the point? Why did you need this flashback?
I think some of the stuff is interesting when it gets later on, when they try and set up that Axel isn't the greatest person ever to live.
The stuff later on is better, but so much of the flashbacks early are just nothing. There's nothing happen. Like, I can't remember one of them. He gets into like a fight, which is like, oh look, he got into fights. He wasn't great. It's like, okay, cool. Okay. One of them, he's just talking to people. He's just talking to them the court case is okay, I guess, but it goes on for too long. Could have been like 1 flashback instead of 3.
Yeah, I don't know if that's to make him more likable or anything, because I just think he comes across as a bit of a prick in that. I don't think
he's entirely unlikable, but he's also not that likable.
Yeah,
like he's a dick, but he's not like evil. He's just a dick. That's his main thing.
Yeah.
The only thing that is we're going to get into spoilers.
We're already in spoilers.
But anyway, the main problem with this for me is like the whole premise of the show is about the sister just found out he's dead. He's been missing for years, and now she wants to find out what actually happened. But there's 10 hours. Sorry,
it's more than 10 hours, I think.
It's very long, and it's just kind of like what's happened. Like so much of this show is nothing to do with that. And I understand that you can't do the entire mystery. You can't be all based on that. You do have to do cat stuff as well. But the cat stuff they do is bad mostly. Basically, so much of the side stuff is just not relevant, and it's just randomly thrown in just to be like, for example, the drug dealing thing. Why was that in here?
Because he was a drug dealer. It shows the horrific path from DJ to drug dealer.
But it's like,
is it supposed to be a moral story? I don't know.
Don't know. And they added so much stuff that doesn't matter.
I think the whole
the family stuff with Oreo and
I thought you were going to go into Zoe's family stuff.
No, we'll talk about that later. But that most of this stuff is completely irrelevant, and I don't know why they had most of the stuff in. She seems quite nice.
Yeah,
the rest of the family are insane. Yeah, the rest of the family are insane. She's way too nice towards Axel, though. She's way too forgiving. And also, the thing with Axel being seen really nicely.
Are we going to talk about the age gap in the relationship between?
Okay, I actually don't. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look this up because I don't know what it is.
I think he is definitely 23 and she's 15. So that's a bit.
But how old were they when they first met? I thought this was a 5-year age gap. I could be wrong.
It's not.
It is weird.
I don't know why they put it in that show. And then they kind of tried to revisit it with like Zoe's 14-year-old daughter. And
was that what that was meant to be?
I think so. And then with the other one's daughter, whose name Anna's daughter as well. And it's just kind of like, why is there so much stuff about underage sex in here?
I think that was the point, though. Wasn't the point to show like
it
that?
Happens.
To show like this basically that the Ibiza life or whatever that they're living in isn't as great as they say it is. Like just living like that isn't necessarily a great thing to do.
Yeah.
Like for example, because that's the mixed
obviously
messaging
it's not
though,
great.
in this show. I know, but the problem with this is the mixed messages because it's like right, it clearly shows that this life is bad in many ways because it leads to first of all his death.
Yeah.
That Marcus is selling drugs.
Yeah.
Anna's actually doing okay.
Yeah, she's hosting exclusive orgies, I think is her job in this.
Yeah.
She's doing drugs with her kids, so
yeah, she well, this wasn't that bad. It could have been worse.
I guess it could have been worse. It could have been
doing way worse. Exactly, that would have been worse. But yeah, all these people seem not very happy at all with their lives, really. They're just kind of all living like they're meant to be living free, but they're not really feeling that way. They're all kind of like haunted by this past thing. But also one of the main things was about Axel was he was living his life to the fullest all the time. But it led to obviously his death and a lot of bad things happening.
Yeah.
It's like he was impulsive and stuff like that and would always do just what he thought was fun without thinking really.
Yeah, he didn't think about what
he
actions...
always chased.
Yeah.
Exactly. The consequences, which is mentioned. But a lot of that is seemingly like I don't know how it's meant to be portrayed because it's so awkward. Like it ends up spoiler for the ending. He ends up dying, but right after he realizes like I don't want to do this anymore. He wants to change. He wants to go back to the old Axel before all the money and the fame and stuff like that.
Did they ever address the peacock feathers thing, or did they just like make this as a subplot that he had peacock feathers in his lungs?
Because they were at his party, so one of them was just gone to his lungs. I think I don't know. They didn't really explain that properly.
But they really made a point of that, and then it was just
that's just to explain the day that it happened, though.
Yeah,
just to point it out. But also, they mentioned like everyone forgot what happened on the day, which is so stupid because there was no reason for that to happen.
But then obviously Anna and Marcus both remember.
Spoiler alert: the killers end up being Anna and Marcus.
Well, I mean,
which I actually think was good. Yeah. I actually think this was a good reveal. But this plot line of who killed him isn't actually that bad. The main issue is
everything
again,
else.
It's not built up that well. They could have because the reasoning for this is the main issue as well. A lot of time I'm just thinking, what's going on in this? Like, what's actually happening?
Yeah.
Like, the main thing's meant to be about this, but it's about really Zoe doing all this random stuff. She just
I think it's supposed to be a journey of self-discovery for Zoe and finding out who she is after suffering with mental health, which I don't think is particularly well portrayed.
I don't think it's done well at all.
Again, what series did we say didn't portray mental health well recently?
Oh, what was it? What episodes have we done?
It wasn't it was Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just this
same.
Is
done better than that probably though.
Yeah.
But anyway, her whole thing is So anyway, it's meant to be about her finding out, but in the end, she just spends the time not doing that. Like how much does she really care? She's not doing that at all. All the stuff that she finds out is just randomly said. Like she didn't do anything. No. Like at the dinner, for example, there's a dinner where Marcus just says a bunch of stuff that happened and why people hated him. Which is like, by the way, 7 episodes in, we're finally getting motivations for why anyone would want to hurt him or kill him. Because before this point, there's nothing said about it. He just seemed like a bit of a dick, but nothing like awful. Yeah. And then you get some reveals, which some reveals actually like. For example, there's one where you find out Auriel is attracted to his mother, which is such a weird story.
They set that up pretty early on, though. It's not.
They didn't set it up, but it's still weird. It's still not a good fun story. It's not a good storyline.
No, I don't know why they put it in, but
they have Axel gets a tattoo of his mother, like pointing. It's a weird tattoo. Charles will get it up on screen.
Now I have to edit that in. God damn it! That's more. You've given me more work.
Charles will edit it in.
I have to find that picture. Oh god.
That tattoo, which obviously will give him motivation, but it's too obvious that it's not him because it's too like predictable. Because they give the 7 episodes in, you find out that
it wasn't.
But the main issue I have is there's not enough motivation.
No.
So there's not enough motivation given early.
No.
Late on, there are more, and the real motivation is also. Makes sense to an extent. I think, basically, spoiler alert for what happens. Basically, you find out the reason that he was murdered by Anna. Anna got married to Marcus, but it's been set up before that she cheats on her husbands a lot.
Yeah.
This is like it's set up, but mostly they're okay with it. The other guy is at least.
Yeah.
But Marcus obviously did not know about this happening at all, which I thought they mentioned that he did because he saw them kissing or whatever.
Yeah,
I guess he didn't think much of that because I thought that was like a hint that he knew, but he didn't know. So they slept together, and this was like the moment of Axel realization for Axel that like this life isn't what he wants it to be anymore. He doesn't want to live like this. He's made a big mistake. He betrayed his best friend, and basically he's going to like
start again,
change again. But to do this, he burned all their money. They made a lot of money. He burnt all of it, not just his own. And she's understandably not very happy. And she's upset because he's going to tell Marcus what happened and the reason why he burnt the money and reveal the affair. And she cares about Marcus enough. So
in a moment of passion, she drowns him whilst he's choking on something.
While he's dying. Okay, he OD'd on cocaine, didn't he? Wasn't that happening?
I didn't understand why he was choking. It's like, is this the peacock feathers thing? Was I not paying attention to this? And then
I thought he was overdosing a bit on cocaine, and she was trying to drown him while that was happening to make sure he died. That's what I thought was happening.
But then he didn't die.
But he didn't die because he's barely alive, and you find out he's in the back of the truck with Marcus. What did she tell Marcus? What's her reasoning? Doesn't he say that he burnt all the money and that's why?
Yeah.
And so she didn't tell him the other part.
We were both high and it just kind of happened. It's like...
Yeah, it wasn't intentional, she said, basically. But Marcus doesn't believe this. He knows that she killed him.
Yeah. And then Marcus hits him with the
car. He gets up and Marcus runs him over and then he is dead.
No, he's still not dead. He starts crawling along the floor.
He gets stabbed by
Anna.
Again. And also, Anna just reveals this to Zoe. Again, Zoe didn't do anything. Zoe did. She thought Boxer did it, but she hadn't even mentioned Boxer because nothing really to say that much.
I mean, that whole... If we go through the Boxer point quickly, like, they set up this relationship between them, and it seems like they've actually have a good relationship, and it kind of...
I felt bad for Mike, though.
Yeah.
He did nothing wrong.
He did nothing wrong, but sometimes, marriages just end, unfortunately.
No, but I would agree with that if he wasn't cheating on him the whole time.
Yeah.
I will say, at least she admitted to it, though. She did admit to it.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
She was kind of terrible, though. Like, Zoe as a character was really terrible. She was terrible to her husband. She was then terrible to Boxer. And then just treated him appallingly.
She treated everyone pretty badly.
It's like, everyone needs to feel bad for me because my brother's dead. It's like, that's not... need a valid reason.
But also, you have to mention that, like, it's not an excuse. You can't just say, I have mental health issues and my brother's dead, so I can do anything now. Like, that's not... You can still be criticized. It doesn't...
Yeah.
Doesn't give you a pass for everything.
Yeah.
Also, it seems like everyone is very nice to her the entire time. No one's really mistreating her, really.
No.
They're just trying to... So, I don't see what the complaint's about, really. And then she has all these complaints about, like, she wasn't living her life how she wanted. Which is like, you had the choice to do what you wanted at that point.
Yeah.
Like, that you could have really been doing what you did this whole time. And also, Mike was like, okay with it. He was like, yeah, I'll try new things. But she didn't even try that with him.
No,
she just moved on.
Tossed him away.
Yeah, which would have been fine if they would have broke up and then she got with Boxer. I'd been like, fine, they just broke up. But cheating on him with Boxer and then breaking up with Boxer also is such a bad way to go about it.
And then every friendship she develops, apart from with Kika, she just ruins all of it. And you're like,
I don't think she ruined all of them. The one with what's his name, the heroin guy who used to do heroin.
Yeah, I know who you mean. Can't remember his name.
Yeah, I think it's David. He was okay.
The Netflix obligatory side character gay arc.
To be fair, they didn't even mention that until the very end.
Until the last episode.
They literally didn't mention it until actually, I guess it was implied before.
It was implied. It's like, because
it was implied that he was bisexual, right? Yeah. But I guess it was such a. It wasn't weird. It was a good reason. I understand they had to write Oreo off at some point,
but
it was
it
came out of nowhere, though, didn't it?
Yep.
Because they had no relationship before this. I guess Oreo was just like really. Oh no! It mentioned that he was really high, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he didn't remember anything from that night.
I didn't remember it. So, which is kind of very dodgy when you think about it.
Yeah.
But that's not... I guess we should...
Yeah, we've already talked about underage sex, so let's go into rape in this.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Fun topic.
This is a fun episode.
To be fair, I think the other guy was also high, but it's still not like...
Yeah, no, it's not right.
It's kind of dodgy. Yeah, very dodgy.
Yeah, this whole kind of show, I don't know if it's trying to unglorify this lifestyle or glorify it at times. Because at times it's like, this is a terrible lifestyle. And then at other times it's like, oh, you could just leave Manchester and then just go live with these millionaires. And, you know, everything seems to kind of always work out for everyone in this series, apart from obviously Axel, who's murdered.
Marcus is broke. Marcus has no money.
Well, he's dating Kika now. You know, obviously he owes the Romanians 270,000 euros, but like...
Yeah. The thing is, I think it only worked out because they're doing a sequel, though, so they had to have everyone...
I don't know if it's officially been renewed for a sequel, but it probably will get one.
They want to have a sequel, let's be honest.
Yeah, they all want to have a 6-month holiday in Ibiza to film this.
Yeah. I will say this, the visuals are quite nice, but... And also, I think that they were trying to show that Ibiza was... I mean, maybe it was in her eyes, but when he's speaking to Mike, the background is much darker, and it's like a grayer palette, and when you compare to where she is, it's like much brighter. And
that's something I definitely noticed.
That happiness.
Manchester was dark and dreary. How most footballers describe it who don't like living there.
Shout out to Di Maria.
Yeah,
which it is, by the way. It's a fair statement.
It's a fair statement, but and then
it doesn't mean that this life is great either.
No,
it doesn't mean that.
It doesn't mean that families live in darkness in unlit houses.
Yeah. Also, her final speech seems to like. To me, I don't know if this was like showing it from her perspective of what they really think, because if it's from what they think, it's kind of like undoes a lot of their work. Yeah. Because basically, Axel, as we mentioned before, right before his death, he realized that this life wasn't for him. He wasn't a good guy anymore, and he knew it.
He wasn't a good guy at any point in the series.
No, but before he left, he wasn't bad. He was just
when he gave his 14-year-old sister ecstasy and took her to an illegal rave, yeah?
I didn't remember that happening. Didn't she take it herself, though? I don't think she did that.
Though, I mean,
what? She did. It's her choice. She did it. It wasn't him.
It's not great, though, is it?
I mean, yeah, but he didn't do that, though.
No, he just brought her to the environment where everyone was doing it as part of this.
Yeah, and she could have said no. That's her fault. Anyway, people commit their own choices.
Sure.
They can. He didn't say, hey, do this, right? I'm pretty sure she just chose to do it.
Yeah. I think the parallels of this story, I think that what her ending is kind of like, I'm going to live my life now.
Exactly.
And like
they come to the opposite conclusion.
Yeah.
They come to the exact opposite. So what's the message? Like, his one is, hey, I went over the top with this life. I don't want to live like this.
And then her dad was like, I'm just going to do nothing and live in sadness. And then she's like, well, I'm going to do whatever I want now. And it's like...
Exactly. Well... So it's like she didn't learn anything from Axel. Axel's literally whole thing was he needed to show some more restraint. He was too addicted to just whatever... not just drugs, but you know what I mean? To whatever he wanted. He just needed to have whatever he wanted at all times and without thinking. Whereas she was much more cautious. And now she's becoming Axel. But Axel literally said at the end that he didn't want to be that guy anymore, and that his dad was maybe right. That you shouldn't always be doing these things. But she didn't come to that conclusion. So what's the message of it? I don't get it. It's like one of those two is true. I guess it's somewhere in the middle, but he was going to be in the middle, right? At the end, he wasn't going to be the dad. So I was more with Axel on like he's going to change, and then he died.
It doesn't seem like Zoe's going to be in the middle. It seems like she's going to just go off on one.
Exactly. By the way, that it's such a trope that like character gets a change of heart right before they die or something tragic.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, okay. Also, random thing, the guy who got put in a wheelchair, did they ever reveal who did that?
I think it was implied that it was the Martinez family. I don't know how I remember their name. The other club owners.
Yeah, Pepe Martinez, because the club guy with the...
They just deafened that dude, yeah.
But no, but he's fine, like, he has hearing aid.
Yeah.
But, yes.
Yeah, it's
and
not...
Then, there's a lot to talk about, though, to be fair. We have spoken about... Because there's lots of things that happen. But...
I think what this series... So, if you look at the series in 3 points, it starts off as this murder mystery explanation. Then it goes into exploring Zoe and all of Axel's friends and how she's rediscovering herself. And then it remembers, oh shit, we've got to solve the murder mystery in the last episode. And it's like, you needed to pace it throughout. The pacing is all wrong.
Yeah, exactly. The pacing is off.
And I think
there's so much of this... It's just like, I was only interested really in the mystery and some of the characters a bit. But there's so much of time is spent on things that I just don't care about. Like the thing with the
casino?
Daughter going off to the club. I thought that was interesting. Not the casino. You know what I mean? Where the daughter... I thought that was good because it's analysing, like, you can't be this... Like, obviously, you can be free of your children a bit, but you have to take care of them. Like,
yeah, you can't just say, my 16-year-old and 14-year-old are going to go clubbing with this 45-year-old woman.
For 24 hours, and you're not going to go check on them. That's insane.
And she's like, oh, no, it's fine. I left them with some cute guys. Like, what? Exactly. You are a parent.
Exactly. It's bad parenting. But that's the point. I got that. I thought that was a decent thing to point out, like maybe this life isn't so great after all. But she came to the conclusion at the end that it was. So
yeah,
what's the point of any of this?
Doesn't seem to be consequences. Just like things just happen, and then they sometimes work out. Like
so much stuff in this is like forced as well. Like when she took all the drugs and then she was like throwing them out they didn't find any of that. Apparently, no one found any of those drugs.
No one found
all. No one saw.
Kilos of
no
cocaine.
one saw them. Yeah, no one saw them throwing them out the window blatantly as well.
Yeah, I thought they were just going to be like the police would just stop and go, "Oh, hang on a minute."
Yeah, exactly. Blatantly obvious.
Are they blind?
Yeah.
It's just.
But yeah, the show, end of the day, it's not good. I wouldn't say it's awful because there are good points to it. I would not recommend it.
No.
Like if I could recommend, I'd recommend like watch like 4 episodes out of the 10. There's like 4 episodes you should watch, and that's it.
Yeah.
If the show was also shorter in length, if these were like half an hour each, this would probably be better than it is because they fill out the hour with some boring stuff, like or some force.
Here's some negotiations about a casino that's not relevant to the plot.
Yeah,
okay.
Who cared about the casino?
It seems like are they setting all this stuff up for the second series they've presumably got?
Because they want to do a second season, but what's there to talk about? He's dead. They found out why. Who cares about the rest of the stuff, really?
Is it just going to be Zoe being self-destructive in Ibiza and Marcus as a drug lord for the big casino and Kika and Oreo running this new casino, drug wars?
That's probably going to be the thing they do, though. The excuse probably is going to be that she came to the wrong conclusion, like in the next season, that she changes or something. But it's like, yeah, but I don't watch the second season, so this is the one I'm ending on.
Yeah, really. I don't want to watch another series of this. I don't care.
I definitely don't care enough.
I'm not coming back.
And I'm not going to come back either. I'd give it like a 4 out of 10.
If you've honestly got nothing else to watch, go watch Trainspotting because that's a better version of this.
I don't even think those are the same.
I thought I got massive Trainspotting vibes from the stuff in Manchester and going to Ibiza
in Manchester,
the flashbacks especially, it was like, oh, this is just Trainspotting, isn't it?
I've seen Trainspotting. Trainspotting's better than this.
Oh yeah, just watch the 2 Trainspotting films than this series.
The second one, actually.
The second one's quite good.
Anyway, so
are we done?
Next week,
next week is another thing.
Mostly done. Next week we're going to be doing something.
Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions, Charles?
Do I have any suggestions right now?
Yes.
I think Space Force comes out on Netflix next week, maybe,
God.
or is it the week after? The new Steve Carell comedy series on Netflix made by one of the creators of The Office.
Right, so we're not going to be doing that. So
okay, well,
let's do something else next week.
Might do. Well, there's not really any films to talk about, even though this would be peak film season.
Yeah, we should do 30 Reasons Why. Start that because you have to. We're going to do the latest season, so you need to get started on that.
I've already seen the first one and the first 2 episodes of series 2.
Okay, wait, let's do season 2 and 3 in the next episode, and then we'll do the 4th one when it comes out.
Alright, yeah, we'll do 13 Reasons Why. I have to watch 2 series of 13 Reasons Why this week.
Let's go. Dub.
Terrible show. At least it's not Riverdale.
Next week, we're doing... No, I'm joking.
Next week, Riverdale. Okay, bye guys.